let me read your first paragraph, and then we'll tell you why this is a bunch of nonsense. And by the way, I was on Sean Hannity's radio program today. We have that on BillO'Reilly.com. You might listen to that. That's pretty instructive in case I miss anything. Here's the opening paragraph of the New York Times. In the days after President Trump fired James Comey as FBI director, law enforcement officials became so concerned by the president's behavior, they began investigating whether he had been working on behalf of Russia against American interests, according to former law enforcement officials and others familiar with the investigation. Wow, anonymous sources again. Former law enforcement officials. Might that be Barney Fife from Mayberry? He's a former law enforcement official. Gotta be FBI people. Now, here's what's going on here. If you read the rest of the article, and it's almost impossible to read it because it's so boring, the three reporters are all anti-Trump people. All they do is anti-Trump stuff. It's obvious that there's no real search for the truth in this article. It is what they call a planted story. So political parties, operatives, media companies, they sometimes plant stories with sympathetic reporters to harm people that they're competing with, people they don't like. This is a planted story, and it was planted by somebody in the FBI because somebody said somewhere along the line, hey, we ought to investigate Trump on counter-espionage. He may be working for Putin. Now, who did that? We don't know. But here's the interesting part about this article. If such an investigation were actively launched by the FBI, it would have to be approved by Andrew McCabe, who was subsequently fired. Because Comey was fired, the investigation started afterward, McCabe would have to okay that. FBI agents can't just say on their own, oh, I'm going to investigate President of the United States for counter-espionage. Has to go through a chain of command. So McCabe would have had to be the guy. But there's no sign of McCabe in this article. And also, Rod Rosenstein, Assistant Attorney General, and the Attorney General of the United States at the time, Jeff Sessions, would both have to sign off on any such investigation. Because they're the head of the Justice Department. The FBI works for the Justice Department. They'd have to. Nothing in the article about them. Nothing. Didn't even ask them. If they asked them, they would have wrote about it in the article. We asked Andrew McCabe, former FBI Assistant Director, if there was an FBI investigation and why, and he refused comment. No, not here. No Rosenstein, no anybody. I don't know if these reporters are really trying to find out what happened.